Hey guys, it's me. So I am just doing a hopefully quick video about my monthly budget planner. I received it for a birthday present and I mean I love it. I use one every year, not this particular one. This one is a new style for me, but I've always used them. But I underutilize them. There's all these sections that I feel like I don't fill out properly or use to the best of their ability, and I can never really figure out how they're supposed to be used, so I kind of guess my way through them and then wonder what in the world I'm doing. So I thought I would show you a blank section, and then don't mind that, they were just being used as a bookmark, and then I'll show you how I actually filled out for February, and then maybe somebody out there can tell me what I'm doing wrong. So this is the first page of every new section. It has a chart there with an expense, amount, date paid, and notes column, and then a to-do list down here. These next two pages are to actually list out everything in your budget. You have home expenses, health expenses, food expenses, family expenses, transportation expenses, and other. And each of those areas has an estimated cost column, an actual cost, and then an over or under. Yeah, generally my estimated and my actual are the same. They don't really vary unless I've made some kind of a math mistake, but maybe other people, depending on how budgeting and stuff works where you live, you oftentimes have to guess for some of your expenses and then hope it comes out the same. I don't know. The home expense section is really big, and the only thing I can think of to put in that section is my rent. So this is why I feel I'm not using this properly, because look at all of these lines and all I have are rent. I don't get it. And then health expenses. So if this is an American company that makes this book and I'm in Canada, I don't have health expenses. I have health insurance that's paid through by my employer. I don't have health expenses. So this area is going to have to be repurposed. And then food expenses is tiny. Do people not eat? Do you see what I mean? To me, the sections are really funny size, which makes me think I'm not using them properly. Then over here, we have family expenses. Now I live alone, so I was thinking I could put like the expenses for my cat in there, which definitely makes me sound like a crazy cat lady, but really it's just because I don't know what else to put there. If it was a non-pandemic type of a lifestyle right now, I'd probably put things like my dragon boating expenses, like social, sports clubs, fees, things like that. But none of that is happening right now, so that's why I'm going to repurpose it for the cat. Transportation, all I have for this section is gas for my vehicle because I don't have a car payment, which is great. I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, so one whole line is going to be used. And then other, I'm thinking for other, I'm going to put my sinking funds in there. Now I know my sinking funds, I could pull them apart and put, say like the one that I'm using to save up for my car insurance into transportation, and the one that I'm using to save up for my tenant insurance into home expenses and things like that. But I really like to keep them together, so I don't want to pull them apart. So maybe that's just my bad and my weirdness is causing me to use it ineffectively. I don't know. Then we have a notes page, which is great. I don't currently have anything to fill it with, but I'm sure at some point I will. And then this part is actually my favorite. So this is a pocket, and the former version of a budgeting book that I had also had the pocket. The pocket's my favorite part because not every month, but most months you're going to have some sort of paperwork that you're going to need to keep, whether it's a receipt that you need to hold on to for tax time, or even if it's just, you have some car repairs and you don't want to lose the receipt showing that you got the repairs done. I tuck everything into here, and then I just keep it organized by month. And then here, in the old version that I had of this section was actually a calendar that I used to keep track of all my bills and when they were due. And then say it was an auto withdrawal and I thought it was coming out on like the 12th, but it came on the 15th. I could do like a little arrow drawing to show that. Like I used it to track that way. I already missed that calendar, but being that I haven't had a chance to actually use this section as is, I'm trying not to be all whiny about it and give it a chance. And then on the back side of that page is another pocket, and it's just a little note section. So I suppose if I actually got paper bills, which, I mean, who gets paper bills? But if I got paper bills, I could put bills in there and receipts in there. I don't know. We will see. So that is what it looks like blank. and I'm going to show you what I actually did with my February one. So on the first page, I put all my expenses, even like the things, you know, my gas and food and stuff, because I mean, they're all expenses, right? To-dos, I need to talk to my bank about my monthly bank fees because they're ridiculously high. And then I put a sticker because I felt like it. I did specify here, so you can see like a lot of my expenses are things that get paid per paycheck. It's not like a one-time deal. So I kind of cut the column in half for the ones that I needed so I can put the different dates that they're paid on. The cell phone just has one payment one time a month, but yeah, so I don't know, it's kind of messy, but it makes sense to me. Then the budgeting pages, as predicted, all I have is rent. Now down here, this was the health section, but I don't have anything to fill into the health section. So instead I put bills and debt. I pulled out a little sticker and I've repurposed this whole area. So I've put on each line what it is and then the dates that it's going to be getting paid. So you can see again, most of them are being paid twice a month on each of the paydays. The only one that doesn't is the cell phone. And then I put the amount under estimated cost of what I'm paying per paycheck, and if it's something that gets paid per paycheck, then I'm timesing it by how many paychecks I have in the month, and then what the actual cost at the end of the month is going to be for me. I don't really know why I need to calculate that, but it's there and I had a column for it, so why not? Down here, I just put my groceries and other because I lumped them together, and on February 12th, I set aside $80 for the next 2 weeks to cover that because it is a very lean paycheck. Yeah. Oh, so next paycheck, I'll put groceries and other, and then the date of that paycheck, and then how much I've pulled out for that one. I don't know what else to do there. Over here, family expenses, I put cat food and kitty litter, but then I realized that's ridiculous because those just come out of my normal food expenses. I don't pull them out into some sort of a separate fund for the cat, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to repurpose family expenses as. Transportation, gas, per paycheck, $200. My other, stickers again. So I decided to use my other to track my sinking funds, and I've repurposed the column. So this is the total amount that's going to be due for the sinking fund when I actually have to pay it, how much I'm putting aside for that particular sinking fund per paycheck, and then the date that that sinking fund is going to be due. These two down here in a different color are actually already fully funded. So that's just how much is going to be due, but obviously I'm not pulling aside any per paycheck and when I'll have to pay them. And so you can see here, so for instance, my Microsoft 365 renewal, I'll need $122.08, so I put aside $4.52 per paycheck, and it'll be due on January 1st of next year. And then they're all just like that. My emergency fund and my travel fund don't have a cap amount to save, and they also don't have an end date, and I put $50 per paycheck for emergency fund and $40 for travel, being awfully optimistic there that one day we will get to travel, just because, you know, there's no cap or end date, but I just want to keep track that I'm doing that. And yes, then that brings us to the notes page, which, like I said, I have nothing for. And then the pockets, which this month I don't have anything for. Some months I will, some months I won't, and that's just sort of how that works for me anyways. So that I'm kind of not upset about, because I will eventually use the pocket. I am thinking about printing out or just drawing out on a piece of paper like a little calendar and gluing it there, but we'll see. But yeah, that's how I filled it out. Do you have any suggestions for how to make it better? Because I really feel I'm not using it properly, but I don't know what I should be changing to use it better. I don't know. I'm really just confused. But that's where I'm at with it so far. So again, this is what the front looks like. I don't think there's really anything. Yeah, there's nothing on the inside of the pages for marking for the company or anything, but it's from Mead, M-E-A-D. They're an American company. They have a website full of all kinds of organizing type stuff. I do recommend them. I think they're really great. I don't really see a lot of stuff of theirs on YouTube. Most people seem to use things like happy planners, but those are so expensive, and your girl's cheap. So I go with this, and even this I don't use properly. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for ways I could use it better, or if you're just laughing at me because, oh my god, I'm so off base for how it's supposed to be getting used, please feel free to leave a comment to let me know how you think I should be using it. And yeah, that's it. Have a great week, you guys. Bye.